So, good morning again. Today, I'd like to concentrate on look at syllabus. So, this is our syllabus. So, we have completed as far as the previous two classes. We have completed algorithm and algorithm specification. Also, it's completed. And what is the growth of order of growth of the function? So, how order of growth of the function will be evaluated, and we have seen number of different number of examples also for each and every growth, that is logarithmic or linear, polynomial, and then exponential, followed by factorial kind of things. Everything has been seen. And here today, I'd like to specify, would like to concentrate on next topic, that is recursive, pseudocode conventions of one particular algorithm. And then secondly, if time will permit me, then performance analysis. Performance analysis. In this performance analysis, so we do have two different types of performance analysis. That is space complexity and time complexity, followed by asymptotic notation. I'd like to move this particular topic from here to here in time complexity. Actually, we must discuss so asymptotic notation over there. Okay. So, if possible, we'll complete all these three topics. Actually, four topics, if possible. Okay. If time will be permit me, I'll do necessary things in terms of for today's class. Let's get started. So, what are the different notations of pseudocode, and how the notations of pseudocode will be takes place here? Let us take. While writing any algorithm, we are not writing any program. We are writing only algorithm. So, algorithm is the common point or generic point of different languages. Using this particular algorithm, you can develop your own program using C, C++, Java, whatever the programming language you have with you. So to specify this generic way of writing pseudocode or algorithm, we have some kind of statements, how a statement will be represented, how an assignment will be represented, how so a block will be represented. Everything will be mentioned in terms of this particular algorithm notation. Otherwise, let us consider algorithm approach, pseudocode approach. How these things will. Normally, any language or any algorithm, while writing any algorithm, so algorithm can be written in terms of, in olden days, algorithm can be written in terms of algal language, so algorithmic language. But right now, people could not understand what is algorithm, so that so gradually, time being, people are so while writing, the authors are writing their books in either so. Let me take the pen. Okay, in either C or C++ or Pascal notation. So we would like to concentrate on C programming notation only, because people are very much familiar with so C programming notation. So that is why I'd like to concentrate on C programming notation. Somewhere else you can see, while writing control structures, you can see Pascal notation. Okay, while writing control structures, we can see the Pascal notation, and most of the cases we'll see the C programming notation while writing this pseudocode convention in algorithm. So let us go ahead. What are the components of different statements of different statements or instructions which are being used in pseudocode while writing in algorithm? Look at this. So comment lines will be starts with either so double slash, so followed by so multi-line comment lines as so slash star and star slash. Let us consider this line, not exactly like this. Double lines will be seen in such a way that this program it will be. So let us write a program to find or generate a sequence of 1, 2, 3, and so on. So this will be comment line. Normally, comment lines are supposed to be illuminated while your program will be so compiled. During compilation process, your compilation, your comment lines will be eliminated from the program so that your program size will be reduced while it is being compiled or executed. However, whatever it may be. So to know, to give some information to the external user that what exactly the statement will be, what exactly the problem will be. So will be taken by using these comment lines. And secondly, blocking statements. When any statement will be, any program will be written, so that particular program will be always taking the blocks with so open and closed parentheses, something like this. So main, if I would like to write a particular program in terms of C, so main open brace, this is block starting, and I'd like to take some set of statements, and then we have to close. This is a block close. Okay, something like that. Block statements will be taken in terms of open curly braces and closed curly braces. In pseudocode notation also, this can be used. Then followed by variables, and their assignments will be taken to express something like this. So variable as usual equal to, this equal to will be taken to so assignment, and otherwise variable will be equal to expression. So both kind of things are going to be gets used here. And in terms of relational operators also, same notation will be used for so comparison also in terms of pseudocode. But in terms of programming languages, in C programming language, so this will be used for assignment, and this will be used for comparison operation. Double equal will be used for comparison operation. Of course, every programming language is having its own so set of operators. Based on that, you have to consider whether it is assignment or it is comparison. Okay. And followed by the fourth one is actually in C, or Java. Of course, in Java, Boolean values are there, but in C, we could not find a Boolean values in something like TRUE or FALSE. So in C, we can use so 1 for true and then 0 for false. Normally, we are using this particular notation in C, but while specifying this pseudocode convention while writing for any algorithm, where exactly Boolean values will be there with you. Thereby, if it is true, you have to use TRUE. If it is false, yes, you can use the word FALSE for doing so for executing a specific problem in our pseudocode. Okay. Then followed by logical operators will be in C. So of course in Java also, so AND will be used, two AND operators will be used as AND, and so two pipe symbols will be used as OR, and the NOT will be exclamation mark will be used for NOT. But in our pseudocode convention, we like to specify AND will be AND, OR will be OR, and NOT will be NOT. Okay, so if you convert this particular pseudocode to your specific language, thereby some logical operators will be there within the language. Instead of AND, you have to include such kind of operator. Instead of OR, you can include such kind of operator, something like this. Instead of NOT, you can include this particular thing here. Okay, so it is generic way of writing so a particular algorithm here. So this generic way will be taken into consideration. If you are trying to implement this particular algorithm in some language, something like Python, so in Python, certain number of operators, certain number of structures will be there. Based on that, you have to use it. And next one is relational operators. In relational operators, normally in any programming language, you cannot say greater than or equal to like this, or less than or equal to like this, or not equal to like this. You cannot see. So greater than or equal to will be in any programming language, greater than or equal to will be written like this, less than or equal to will be written like this, or not equal to will be written, so not followed by equal, so something like this. Okay, but in a pseudocode convention, so while writing greater than or equal to less than or equal to will be seen in such a way only. Okay, not equal to will be taken in such a way only. And then followed by looping statements. So here, so we are very much familiar with for while, and we are not familiar with the repeat until. Repeat until is the control structure which was taken from Pascal. Okay, it has been taken from Pascal here. Okay, let us take the syntaxes while using these constructs in pseudocode convention. If you take while structure, so while followed by condition do open brace, blocking will be get started here, set of statements, and then close it. So here you can consider in C programming language, you can write the same program, same construct, something like this. While, so you must open parenthesis, then you have to specify the condition here, then close the parenthesis, and the blocking statement and set of statements, and followed by blocking statement end. Okay, in this way it could be there. So based on the programming language, you can eliminate some. You can eliminate the writing some particular code here. So here, open parenthesis, closed parenthesis will be there in terms of the C++ or Java. In Pascal, it should not be there. In Pascal, so no need to open the closed parenthesis. Directly you can copy. So whatever the pseudocode convention, same convention will be there. But in terms of open and closed braces, so it could be taken begin. Begin is the block begin. So, and then after taking some set of statements, you have to write end. End will be the end of the blocking in terms of Pascal. Of course, every programming language has its own structure. We have to convert in such a way. So, while will be written in terms of your algorithm, something like this, while writing some kind of algorithm for any kind of problem. Okay. And similarly, for will be taken something like this. For variable will be equal to value 1 to value 2, step value 2. What does it mean? So normally in C, like to consider, so for I will be equal to, installation will be taken here, I will be equal to 0, so semicolon, I less than, so n semicolon, so I plus plus. This is the way we are writing here in terms of so C, C++ or Java. But here, what exactly the pseudocode convention will be? Pseudocode convention will be, so let me convert this particular statement into pseudocode convention, something like this. So for our variable is I, so is equal to, so I is equal to, so what is the initial value here? That is 0. 2, so what is the final value here? That is n. Actually, value 1 will be lower bound, value 2 will be upper bound. Here, lower bound is 0, upper bound is so 1, sorry, n. And step, so what is the step count here? STEP. So how many, for each and every iteration, what is the value you are increasing? Just 1. So therefore, it is 1. If you are increasing some 20, step 20 here. If you are increasing 5, step 5 here, something like that. 2. And then you have to follow your set of statements. In this way, you have to write here. In this way, you have to write your for loop. So this is the C notation, and this is algorithmic or pseudocode notation. So in pseudocode, it will be given something like this. Therefore, you have to convert this particular structure into your so specific structure which has been given in developing language. Developing language in the sense either it is C, C++, Pascal, Python, any other thing, whatever. Then followed by a repeat until. So here repeat until is a new kind of control structure you have seen, but in terms of C, C++, Java, instead of repeat until, we are supposed to use do while. Do followed by while has been taken into consideration. Why in pseudocodes, why do while has been eliminated here in the sense, because every statement must be having a while statement or for statement at the end, we are using do. We are using, I mean, there is a specific keyword that is do has been used. So that is why people are not using do while. Instead, so we have to, in algorithms, most of the books of algorithms has been seen repeat until. How this could be? Repeat set of statements until condition. Okay. So what is the basic idea regarding to this particular thing here in the sense? In do while or for or while, whatever the control structure you can use in any programming language, thereby you can consider that as long as the condition will be true, if you consider this particular condition, this condition will be true, set of statements are going to be executed. But in repeat until, as long as this condition will be false, set of statements will be executed. When condition will be true, so the programming, the execution of this particular repeat until will be gets cancelled, or control will be transferred to next statement. Okay, please remember, as long as until condition will be false, as long as this particular condition will be gets false, So it will be execute one more time. Okay, how many number of times? In the sense, based on the condition, for example, I'd like to take so some 20 times the condition will be false, then a repeat will be took place. Let me write a small so construct for you, then you would understand very easily. So in terms of do while, do open brace, so I'd like to produce 1 to n numbers as output. Okay, 1 to n numbers as output. So let me eliminate this one for a while. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth as the sequence of values which I would like to produce here. So I will be equal to 1 initial value, 2, so open brace. Let me write here, right here, double right here. So instead of taking printf, write I, whatever the value you have with I, you have to return. Then I plus plus, I will be gets incremented. Then close brace. Here we have to write while. So while I less than or equal to for example 10. One is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it is true. Therefore, your program is your loop will be so continue one more time because it is returns true. So therefore, so condition will be true. So therefore, again 2 will be taken, right? I plus plus and so on. 2 is so 2 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it is true again. So therefore, condition will be true. Your condition, your loop will be continued one more time. Whereas if you construct the same set of statements in terms of what you call repeat until, it could be seems like this. Repeat, of course, here also the value must be initialized. I must be initialized here also because same kind of a pattern will be gets followed. I will be equal to 1. So now repeat. So here there is no open brace and closed brace here. So what is exactly what we are trying to perform? Right. So right. So I, whatever the value which we have for I. So I plus plus, I will be gets incremented here. Now the condition until how long? So this particular condition will be took place here in the sense this condition must be always gets false. So while I greater than, here it is less than, but here we'd like to write greater than sometime. So look at this, 1 is greater than 10, yes it is false. It is false. 1 could not be greater than 10, so it is false. Then immediately it will be goes to repeat and execute the same set of statements since it is false. So 2 is greater than 10, which is false again. So 3 is greater than 10, which is again false. Okay, so and so on, it will be taken. 9 is greater than 10, so which is again false. So therefore 10 is greater than 10, so yes it is 10 is greater than 10 will be false again. So 11 is greater than 10, sorry 11, it is not 10 actually, it is 11. 11 is greater than 10. If you take such kind of statement, so now it is true. Since it is true, your particular problem or your particular repeat until will be so comes out. So that is the basic difference between these two. So repeat until condition must be always returns false. As long as the condition will be returns false, your repeat until will be executed. In do while, as long as this condition will be true, so your do while will be gets executed. If any algorithm, anywhere else you can see repeat until, you need to understand, so the condition will be always returns false. So to convert this particular repeat until to your programming language, such a way that this condition will be changed. This condition will be gets changed here. So in this way, you can take a repeat until control structure in terms of a pseudocode convention. And I'll move to next. If conditional statements will be there, so if structures will be there, those structures will be seen like this. If condition, then whatever the statement you are supposed to write. If then else in the sense, if condition, then statement 1, otherwise statement 2. I believe that everybody has some idea how if structures will be written in terms of different programming languages, what you have learned so far. Probably if I am right, if I am wrong, correct me. If I am right, you have learned C, C++, Python and Java during this course of a period. All those languages have their own constructs in terms of if else's, so if then else. So, but in pseudocode convention, they will be written something like this. While converting this particular pseudocode to your programming language, so based on the structure, whatever the language has given, based on that, you have to convert like that in such a way. Followed by input and output. Normally, so in C, printf and scanf will be used as input output. In C++, C in and cout will be as used as input output. And in Java, system.println as for output and stream.in that is the input. So there are several number of conventions. If you take Python, input, input is the input statement. PRINT will be the output statement. So therefore, programming languages might have their own constructs in terms of input output. But in a generic way, of pseudocode writing, so read for input and write for output. Read will be used for input and write will be used for output. So you need to consider this one. Where exactly read, if you are writing the program, converting this pseudocode to your C programming language, where exactly it is read, you have to write as printf. I'm sorry, read in the sense scanf. Where exactly it could be write, then you have to take it as so printf. In such a way, you have to convert the particular pseudocode convention to your specific language. 522, who is this? Now, if any function will be there, if you are implementing the or if you are writing any function in terms of pseudocode convention, it could be written either starting with algorithm or could be starts with function, FUNCTIYN. Algorithm or function both will be accepted, then followed by whatever the algorithm name or function name, and you have to return your parameter list. If you have any parameters, yes, you can return your parameters list. So block statement will be get started, followed by set of statements, and so if algorithm will be written some value, yes, you can use it. Otherwise, you will omit it. Okay. Square brackets when writing any syntax will be considered as so optional. If it is okay, then you can use as particular return statement or particular value. Otherwise, you can omit it. In this way, you can write any functions or algorithms while writing in terms of pseudocode convention. So if you consider in Python normally, so a function will be starts with the def followed by function name. So whatever the name colon, and then you have to take your set of statements. So in this way, you can write your function in Python. So if you see any algorithm followed by name and parameters list, something like this will be there. Sorry, here the function in the sense it could be seems like this in Python also. So it could be something like this. So function name, parameters list will be there. If you want to convert this one from a pseudocode convention to Python, it should be seen in such a way. Okay, in C, so normally return type is, for example, integer is our return type. For example, it could not be true, may not be true, may not be true here. Integer function name is FACT. So FACT of parameters list, then followed by open brace, and you have to write something, return some value, and then close the brace. In such a way, you can perform in C or C++ or Java. Okay. So based on the notation, based on the specification, you have to convert yourself and have to perform. So convert the pseudocode notation to your language preference. Okay. So these are different kinds of statements which we have to return. We have covered so whatever the assignment, and then let me come across one more time for a while. So then it would be very easy. We have covered comment lines. What are the comment lines? What are the block statements? What are the variable assignments and expressions? Booleans or logical operators or relational operators or looping, and then followed by so structures of loopings, and then the conditional statements, and then functions. Everything has been covered in terms of writing any particular pseudocode convention, and input output also written by us. So this is the way of writing, taking input or output here. Okay. Now, this is what about the pseudocode convention, where exactly with us. So then now we'll take performance analysis. So while writing any algorithm, if you write one particular algorithm, that algorithm might be so always looking forward for the so-called performance. Already we have seen whatever the performance, what are the order of growth of performance out there. Logarithmic has been written, and then one moment, please. So logarithmic performance has been seen, and then linear has been seen, polynomial has been seen, and then exponential has been seen, and the factorial. How the factorial will be? Of course, we did not see any examples, but we have seen something like that. Then here we'd like to consider what is design and analysis of algorithms, and what exactly the post-mortem of each and every code within design analysis of algorithms. Let us see. Let us see. Design. So design it will be, if you want to consider anything in terms of design, so you need to write a step-by-step process of a particular problem is known as algorithm. Already we have seen in the first class itself. So this framing of step-by-step process in terms of to accomplish one specific task is called as a design. So if something will be given number n is so prime or not. If you want to identify this particular program, this particular algorithm, so prime in the sense would like to take one value and would like to identify. Second step is would like to identify how many number of divisions are there for a particular number. So n, and the next step is whether number of divisions we have identified will be equal to exactly equal to 2 or not. If it is 2, prime, otherwise it is not prime. So these are the steps. These are the steps which have been taken into consideration. So this framing of these steps, so to accomplish or to finish up one particular task will be called as the design. Okay, and this particular design will be taken many things. One is first one is input output might be taken, and then the control structures. Just before we have seen in pseudocode conventions, control structures will be taken. So for while, do while, something like that, and then the functions will be so written by us to accomplish so-called algorithm analysis, and then arrays will be sometimes arrays will be used, sometimes structures will be used, sometimes files will be used, sometimes the implementation of algorithm using the recursion technique will be used, something like that. You have these many number of techniques which we have there to design one particular algorithm, whatever the algorithm it might be. So design is not a particular issue because if you given one particular problem to me, I may be design with my own idea. You may be approximately today, so 46 people are attended to this class. If I would give in one particular problem to you, if you really think with your brains, so you may be have your own design. So design will be always depends upon the user and their thinking capability. So that could not be specifically, that could not be defined how the design will be. So already in our offline classes I have given, in offline classes I have given approximately so 6 to 7 different kinds of approaches for prime number. So you may be take first approach, second approach, third approach. For design, you have many approaches. That is my thinking level. So that I may be used to write 7 different kinds of approaches. Where if you are not knowing that particular approach, so you may be given prime number. So one person will be perform one kind of approach, second person will be second approach. So design will not be defined with a particular way of designing. But while designing, yes, you can use all these constructs based on our problem. All these constructs are supposed to be used. So this is what about design of one particular algorithm. Then followed by a very important point, analysis. Analysis is very, very important. Analysis will be, we'd like to consider, I would like to estimate how much efficiently the algorithm is going to execute is called as analysis. What is the efficiency? So if I would give an, if you please remember yourself or please recall yourself, I have given approximately 6 different types of approaches for identifying prime number. So last approach will be, if I would like to give any number, let me consider n is an even. So within a single step, so it could be identified. That is, if n modulus of 2, so will be equal to 0, obviously, except 2, remaining all are so odd numbers only. So if n modulus of 2, if any number will be given, for example, n will be taken as some 100, I'd like to identify 100 is prime or not. By taking this particular approach, 100 modulus of 2 equal to 0 as it is true, so therefore we would like to identify not prime, not prime. So this is the efficiency. This is the, with single step, we have identified whether given number is prime or not for any even number other than 2. Okay, if you give an odd number, yes, we'll follow some other number of steps to be performed. So therefore, how much efficient it could be performed? What is the efficiency of the algorithm will be called as the analysis. This efficiency will be taken two different types of fundamental parameters. Parameter number one is space analysis. So how much space will be required to execute your problem? So how much space will be gets required to execute your problem will be comes under space analysis. And second one is the time analysis. I'm not talking about time complexity. Time analysis. Let us discuss very clearly. Now, in this particular, I have asked one particular question at this particular point. So how much space in memory will be required to execute our problem? So this will be evaluated, or this could be analyzed. So how many number of, who is this 518? Let me write this 518 because just he was before going to end of the session he is entering. I'd like to not to give an ordinance to this particular parameter. Okay. However, so we maybe use some intermediate variables. Number of variables can be used by you to execute your problem. How many number of variables you are using, that could be calculated like this. So space complexity of a problem, S of P will be equal to, so C plus some constant plus, so S of S suffix P. S suffix P in the sense, so instant variables are intermediate variables. So okay, if you consider this particular problem, prime number problem, in prime number, normally N will be the input, I will be the iterator, loop controller, and then number of divisors, so DIV, so will be another variable. So three variables can be used. 3 into 2, that is 6. So this is the specification where C will be constant. So this C will be, why this constant can be used here in the sense, normally if you are supposed to use recursion, unknowingly you are using system stack. System stack utilization will be there if you are supposed to use so in a recursive procedure by two. So therefore, so it is unknowing quantity. Sometimes if I'm supposed to use only just the iteration, no, there is no usage of your system stack. Therefore, C will be 0. Okay, then constants will be always eliminated. Sometimes it will be 0, sometimes it will be some value, whatever it may be. S of P in the sense, so variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, all are integers. So therefore 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6 bytes of space is required to execute so this particular problem. In such a way, we'd like to identify. But here, what is the basic point we need to identify is in olden days in the sense, let me consider before 1980s. Before 1980s, so random access memory, RAM or extra disk will be very, very costly affair. So if you want to purchase 3/4 inch floppy during that time, so it will be cost around some 60 rupees or 70 rupees, something like that. If you want to purchase 1 GB of hard disk, it will be cost around some 25,000 or 30,000. So during those days, it is very, very, very costly. It's very costly. Memory is very costly. But today, today, so 1 terabyte will be just 4,000 rupees. So 2 terabytes will be just 6,000 rupees. So it is more flexible, relatively more flexible today. I'm talking about this particular analysis today, right now in 2021. I'm talking, or after 2000. I'm talking. It's relatively very flexible. purchase a new random access memory, a slot will be, I mean, a RAM slot will be taken and it will be inserted into your system so that memory will be gets improved. Memory will be gets increased. So one disk is there with you, 1 TB disk is there with you. If you want to increase your auxiliary storage in the another disk, yes, you can purchase, you can insert into your machine or computer. So it is relatively flexible and it is available. So everything will be available in the market for affordable cost. So therefore, people are not interested to concentrate on this particular space complexity. Space complexity is not supposed to be taken into consideration by people today. But we are always concentrates on time complexity or time analysis. Why? Why time analysis is being taken into consideration? So there are two or three different kinds of considerations are there. Before going to take those considerations, how long the algorithm can be taken to execute your particular execute on a given or particular hardware. So because if you consider today i7, i3 or i5 will be available in 2000s or 1998, 2000 something like that. We have only Pentium. Pentium will be having its own configuration. So Core 2 Duo has having its own configuration. Every system has its own configuration. So to evaluate those configuration, so I'd like to consider here. So what are the complexities? Speed cannot be increased. If you purchase one computer, so the speed cannot be increased because the system does have its own configuration. Based on that, it is being worked out. The second one is instruction format and register format cannot be changed. Because of these two reasons, time analysis is very, very important. However, I'd like to discuss this time analysis one more time in the next class because I have only 1 minute of time is left over. So therefore, I'd like to take the attendance during this particular time. Tomorrow we shall continue with the time analysis again. Okay, with the time analysis again we shall continue. I'll forward this one to you. YouTube link will be given to you. Then you please go through it. Okay. Just wait for a while. Don't go away. I'd like to take the attendance here. Second one. Second. Yeah, I have taken the attendance. So